So one guy comes back from a hamstring injury, and then another guy goes down with a hamstring injury. Unfortunately, Mars, this is how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Jalen Green re-aggravated his hamstring injury, and from what I'm hearing, 4 to 6 weeks is the time frame that he'll be out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did they
Mars,
rush him?
thoughts, feelings, emotions.
Did they rush him, Mars?
I mean, it's easy to say that when he gets hurt in game 2. Hamstring. This is why I say hamstrings are a weird injury. It's not like you can feel fine, go out there, be fine, and then the moment you try and do something more like yourself, it turns to
Aggravates.
it's
Yeah.
it's just weird. So I'd assume Phoenix didn't rush him. I'd assume they were competent. I'd assume he went through everything that like his ramp up to play, and I'm assuming they thought he was fine. He thought he was fine, and then all of a sudden he tries to drive with any sort of explosiveness, and boom. Now the hamstrings are like a ticking time bomb. It's tough. It's just that's definitely the worst news. I think could possibly have happened for me. It's
He was on to something.
it's unfortunate,
was,
man. Yeah,
Mark.
it's unfortunate.
He
His
was.
first
He was
game
on
was
to
great.
something.
His first game was great. He started that game. It was okay. Nothing notable had really happened. But Phoenix were looking good with him and Book in the backcourt. At least they won the game. Take silver linings. But it's just there's no like. I don't think there's a way to prevent. If your hamstring is gonna go, it's gonna go. Like it's not. You can't just sit down for 6 months and then, like if your hamstring is not gonna work, it's not gonna work. The moment he comes back on the court, it's gonna go bad again. So I don't think Phoenix resting him for an extra 2 weeks would have just magically solved it. Hamstrings are just tricky to heal. So,
and I think we live in a space where the science is different and medicine is different. And there was a space where, and I know this sounds crazy to you guys, but there was no scientific evidence to suggest that stretching did anything for you positively. There was none. For a long time, there was no evidence that it did. Well, obvious it just felt good. Well, it obviously does now, right? So with that being said, I mean, he's young. He's 22, 23 years old. And I'm sure that they got people on the staff to make sure that he's as limber as possible. Could your hamstring be, because you got super athletic guys like Jalen Green who has to stay loose, because the Ox's point, like you can take a rubber band and stretch it and it'll pop, even if you just pick it up. So I mean, guys like that, I think you just got to be. I think you got to be real careful with. I think you got to be real careful with stuff like that.
Well, I don't get it. How does my bad swipe? I'm just curious because Mars, you said like you. So how do you heal a hamstring? Like
if you have you can't do anything.
If you have a strain is a tear. So like it's just not it's a partial tear.
It's a minor tear, yeah.
Yeah. So typically what you have to do is there's grades of hamstring strains. There's grade 1, 2, and then there's 3. 3 is like,
3 is
it's over. Done. Yeah, like you're done for a year plus. But a strain is the issue is when you if you tear your hamstring, I mean you're like you're cooked, because at that point it's like your Achilles. It's just it's over. Right. You know what I mean? Like it's not together. So then they got to go in and put it back. But when you have a slight strain, anytime you hear like a calf strain or any strain, what that means is tear. So it's a slight tear, and what happens is over time, blood is the natural thing that actually heals your body. So over time, blood is what brings the muscles back together, and it fully repairs the tear. The problem is, to Mars's point, is that you have to strengthen around the hamstring. And because if you don't do that, then over time, which is what you do in rehab, Knox and Ron and, Chill, if you ever done rehab at all, any of these things, you have to build the muscles around the hamstring. And then when the hamstring gets fully healthy, you have to rebuild the strength of the hamstring. So knowing how the NBA takes this stuff serious, they probably put him through They put him through a whole workout multiple times, and he probably made it through. But it just, you can't you go in and you look at it. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's good, but it's just a matter of, can you sustainably be able to hold on to that? And so as to your point, Chill, uber elite athletes, they're just a different level of freak. You know what I mean? So like their recovery is just going to look a little different than a lot of people, especially given the sport they play. But time time is going to be the thing that actually brings healing to Jalen Green's hamstring. That's why he's out for 4 to 6 weeks. And hopefully Mars is like, even if he reacted the way he did, hopefully it's just like a slight re-aggravation, which means like it's slightly tore. And so it should be like the 6 weeks should be more than enough for him to come
Well,
back.
4 to 6 weeks implies grade 2, but it could be precautionary. So I don't know. It didn't look great. I'll say that. It looked like, I don't know if anyone's torn their hamstring before, but he walked like someone who had majorly hurt their hamstring. It gets tough to walk, tough to put pressure on your leg. It feels like, have you guys ever torn anything? Like, you guys have played sports, right?
I have. Me and Ox have both meniscus tears.
Yeah, it feels like
ligaments. Yeah,
it feels like a pop in the back of your leg, and I'm assuming that's what he felt. And they can get quite bad, swollen, bruising. It's tough. I'll say that it's tough. Hopefully he's back, but Piccolo in the chat, Scoot Henderson tore his hamstring, and that was in the off season, and he's still not close to coming back. So like it can. That's why I was concerned. That's why I'm concerned for De'Aaron as well. Not saying it's going to happen to him, but like him and just hurt his hamstring, and he came back in like a week and a half. Like
he's Wolverine though. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like everyone's body reacts differently, but you never know with these things. Like you can come back, feel fine, and then like a week later, all of a sudden, it just gets worse because hamstrings are little bitches.
With the Suns not really being that competitive, like as far as expectations go, I put some respect on them because they are a basketball team. But as far as expectations goes, they're not expected to do much, right? Would you think about maybe just letting them sit down till January? Just to make sure, like you don't want Jalen Green to. I know y'all aren't that high on Jalen, I know, but like you want him to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't even consider rushing him back. Like, and I'm really disappointed because I was gonna get on that campaign, Morris. I was gonna be on that campaign.
He looked good.
Yeah, he was hooping in the first game. I think that's determined by how they value Jalen Green and how they want to conduct the rest of the season. I don't know if the Suns have their future draft picks or whatnot. I know
they don't have this year. Memphis
they don't have this year. And then Jalen Green is under how many years worth of contract? What, 2
more years?
3. I think he has a player option in 28. I think
so 3, including this one.
No.
If they plan on having him actually be the backcourt partner with Devin,
they have Jalen Green this year and next year, and then a player option for 27,
player
28.
option. Okay, yeah.
So really,
real talk. I wasn't really saying real talk to like tank for a pick. I'm just saying like just for the future. If you know you're not really playing for anything this year like that, why get hurt again? That's what I'm
rush.
I wasn't talking about for the pick.
Yeah.
We ain't in no rush.
Yeah, but that's why I know that they were missing because they've made a lot of big trades, and usually with that comes trading your picks away. So what I'm saying is like, well, if you don't have your pick, then I could see them, wanting Jalen Green to participate this season and just try to be as good as they can be. That was the point I was getting to as far as like, him sitting out till January. If they want to compete, I don't know if they'll do that because if he sits out till January, you're probably not a good team. Probably would get a lottery pick, but they don't have their draft pick, so there's no incentive for them to be bad this season.
Well, is that true though? Real talk.
Well,
I mean, if he's sitting out till January,
7 weeks away.
Right.
You already know the injury's 4 to 6.
Oh yeah.
So really, Ox is saying, an extra week. True, I think we're closer to January than maybe people.
Yeah, we are closer to January than I'm thinking.
It would be like, instead of 6 weeks, 8 weeks, like just an extra 2 weeks. Like it wouldn't be almost that much difference.
But on top of that, Ox.
But yeah, no, Ox, it's time to go shopping and spend money.
But on top of that. Ox, you didn't get no interest on that $3, like zero. No interest.
No. And Pascal sold me this weekend.
It's the player choice way. That them boys don't get it started. The player choice way.